Grace be his holy temple, and upon the crown of evil he selected. Damn be simple and clean. But all their eyes they closed around me, listlessly in their false realities. Like a strike of lightning to the heart, this world slowly tearing. Hey, what is going on everybody? DMT Infinity here. In this video, I want to talk about my personal top 5 favorite Kingdom Hearts games, and explain to you why these games are so dear to me. Now, obviously not everybody is going to agree with my list, and that's okay. Let me know down in the comments section below what your personal top 5 favorite Kingdom Hearts games are, and let me know why you structure your list the way that you do. Also, if you enjoyed this video, then subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and hit that bell notification button to be notified each and every single time that I upload a brand new video and or do a live stream. Also, if you do enjoy this video, then give it a like, and share it with someone who you think might be entertained by it. And with that out of the way, let's get right into it. At number 5, we have the original OG, Kingdom Hearts 1. Or technically it's just called Kingdom Hearts. This game is very special to me for many different reasons, and to this day continues to put a smile on my face every single time that I play it. From the gameplay itself to the overall story, this game may not be an absolute masterpiece in my opinion, but certainly comes close to being one. I remember seeing the trailer for this game for the very first time on television as a child and thinking to myself that not only am I going to play this game and beat it, but I'm going to learn everything that I possibly can about it and learn and memorize the story like the back of my hand. And so I did. But if you think about it, the first Kingdom Hearts game is such an odd thing to exist though. I mean, who would have ever thought that mixing Disney with Final Fantasy of all things would result in what is arguably one of the most heartwarming, interesting, entertaining, enjoyable, tear-jerking, touching, and impactful video game series in history. This is a game that people of all ages can experience and be taken away by. From the Disney elements that can have children hooked, to the more story-driven, in-depth story plots that its older audience can fall in love with. So if I haven't made it clear yet, the first Kingdom Hearts game may not be the absolute best game in the franchise in my opinion, but will always have a very special place in my heart that is carried on in my dreams and general rants when I'm discussing video games with someone. But before I start ranting on any further about this one, let's go ahead and jump right over to number 4. At number 4, we have Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep. Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep is actually a prequel to the first Kingdom Hearts game, and in my opinion introduces many wonderful elements into the Kingdom Hearts franchise that makes the series even better than it had been prior to its release. And that's saying a lot considering how much I already loved the overall story. In saying that, this game certainly introduces many elements that I'm personally not too pleased with and could certainly do without, but it certainly could have been much worse, and it does make up for what I don't enjoy about it with multiple other plot points and characters that I'm absolutely in love with. So regardless of what I would personally consider to be some of the more weaker aspects of this game, it's still an amazing game that I will continue to experience over and over again for the rest of my life. And before we head over to my third favorite Kingdom Hearts game, I would just like to put it out there that the opening for this game is an absolute masterpiece in my eyes, and is arguably probably one of, if not the best openings in all of Kingdom Hearts. I can watch the opening to this game 20 times over and still want to watch it again. But let's go ahead and move on to number 3. At number 3, we have Kingdom Hearts 358 Days Over 2. And yes, I know it's technically called Kingdom Hearts 358 over 2 days, but I personally don't like that title and refuse to refer to it as that, so I'm simply going to call it Kingdom Hearts 358 days over 2. Kingdom Hearts 358 days over 2, at least in my opinion, certainly has one of the worst gameplay systems in the entire franchise. The gameplay, the battle systems, and most of the missions are absolutely boring, slow, and repetitive, so much in fact that I can't even play the actual game itself and would rather just watch the cutscenes. But the story absolutely makes up for that times 358. Personally, I'm in love with the Akatsuki. I mean, Organization 13. I remember when Nobodies were first introduced into the series and I fell in love with them instantly. Between the Nobodies and the Heartless, I personally don't think that there's ever been a better enemy type introduced into the story, or probably will ever be. But I personally wouldn't mind being proven wrong with future installments, because that would be simply and utterly amazing. But I digress. The actual story in this game, at least in my opinion, is one of the best stories in the entire franchise, right under the 2 installments that I've yet to mention on this list. The character of Roxas all by himself isn't entirely too interesting to me, but when put in the same scene as Axel and or Xion, I can't help but keep my attention on every single thing that's going on screen. There are so many beautiful and heart-wrenching scenes between these three, that even besides the rest of the Organization 13, I can't help but fall in love more and more with this particular story. I think that this game did a wonderful job in telling Roxas' story, and without it, I probably wouldn't care less about his character aside from the beginning of Kingdom Hearts 2. But with that being said, let's go ahead and move on to number 2. At number 2, we have Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories. Or technically I'm referring to Kingdom Hearts Re Chain of Memories. This game right here is an absolute masterpiece in my eyes. Everything from the combat system to the story keeps me engaged to the point to where I've found myself not even going to sleep until I either beat it or pass out. As I mentioned before, I am in love with Organization 13, and this game is one of the main reasons why. It does an amazing job at introducing each of the members present in this particular story. I love battling them, I love watching them on screen, I love listening to them talk, and just overall, I love almost everything about Organization 13 and its members. But aside from them, I also really enjoy the combat system in this game. But I completely understand why so many people don't. And if this combat system was in any other Kingdom Hearts game, that would personally be a red flag for me. But for this game in particular, at least in my opinion, it's brilliant. It's fun, it's exciting, it keeps me on my feet, and constantly has me looking over my deck trying to see how and where I can tweak it to make it better and stronger, or how I can make the perfect deck to battle a specific character. So everything from the combat system, to the story, to the characters, is what makes this game my second favorite Kingdom Hearts game in the entire franchise. So with that one out of the way, let's go ahead and talk about my absolute and utter favorite Kingdom Hearts game in the entire franchise. At number 1, we have Kingdom Hearts 2. Kingdom Hearts 2 means everything to me, as far as video games go. The gameplay, the combat system, the story, the characters, the Disney worlds, the world designs, the graphics, the music, and generally speaking, everything in it. This game right here is one of my top 3 favorite video games, period. There's almost nothing about this game that I don't like. The fights are intense and fun, the story is captivating, exciting, beautiful, and amazingly written, and the music, just like with every other Kingdom Hearts game, is completely and utterly breathtakingly perfect in my eyes. The worlds are beautifully designed, the Keyblades are amazing, and the mood and atmosphere is without question perfect in my eyes. I actually remember playing through this game for the very first time. I literally did not sleep for almost a week straight. I put over 100 hours into this game the first time that I played it non-stop. I was hooked from the very moment Roxas's vacation was over, and to this day, I have to limit myself in how many times a year I play this game, because if I had all the time in the world, I would play this game for 100 years and mod it every month just to keep it fresh. And yes, if you can't tell by now, I am absolutely obsessed with not only Kingdom Hearts 2, but Kingdom Hearts in general. I am what I would personally consider to be a Kingdom Hearts purist, and that is why titles like Kingdom Hearts 3, Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance, and Kingdom Hearts Coded aren't on this list, and they just don't do it for me. That's not to say that I don't enjoy playing Kingdom Hearts 3 and Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance, or can enjoy the overall story from a very specific perspective, but at least in my eyes, they're trash in comparison to the titles mentioned on this list. But hey, if you disagree with me, that's okay, because experiences, perspectives, opinions, and interests differ from individual to individual, and that is one of the countless things that makes us unique as human beings. So like I said at the beginning of this video, let me know down in the comment section below what your personal top 5 favorite Kingdom Hearts games are, and let me know why you structure your list the way that you do. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, and if you haven't already, subscribe to DMT Infinity and hit that bell notification button to be notified each and every single time that I upload a brand new video and or do a live stream. Thank you all for watching this video, and as always, I'm your host DMT Infinity, and I will catch you all in the next one. Peace.